crimson horizons, we're not alone. In this wild space we found our home.
The desolate landscape of Longday stretched ahead, its jagged rocks cutting into the harsh, dusty horizon. The crimson sky hovered ominously above them, casting long shadows across the terrain. The wind was slow but relentless, swirling the dust in every direction, making each step feel like a battle. Kahira's boots crunched against the gravel as she moved ahead, her visor scanning the barren landscape. The driller, breathing heavily through his suit, stumbled slightly to keep pace.
"How long until we find this entrance?"
he asked, his voice distorted by the comms. Kahira shot him a glance over her shoulder, her expression hidden behind her helmet.
As long as it takes. You want to stop? We'll both die out here.
He scoffed, adjusting his suit.
"You're really a ray of sunshine, you know that?"
Just telling you how it is, driller.
She kept her pace steady, not slowing down for him.
Don't like it? Quit complaining and keep up.
He muttered something under his breath, but said nothing more. They continued, the only sound the crunch of their boots and the occasional hiss of the driller's suit. The oppressive red sky seemed to press down on them, as if the planet itself was waiting to swallow them whole. After what felt like hours, Kahira slowed and motioned ahead.
The entrance should be just past that ridge. You keep your eyes open.
The driller squinted at the distant ridge.
"Looks like a lot of empty space to me."
Mirages are a luxury. This is the real thing, driller. Focus.
They moved forward, their steps cautious. Suddenly the ground gave way beneath the driller. His feet slipped, and before he could react, he was tumbling down a short, steep slope. He landed hard, a jarring thud as rocks and dust scattered around him.
Great!
Kahira muttered, jogging after him. She crouched beside him as he groaned and tried to sit up, dusting himself off.
"You trying to kill me with the team-building exercises?"
He grumbled, his voice laced with pain.
Just get up.
She ordered, grabbing his arm and pulling him to his feet.
Next time, watch where you're walking.
"I'm starting to think I should be the one telling you that."
He muttered, but he didn't argue. They didn't have time for that. Kahira was already scanning the horizon.
The entrance is just ahead. We need to cross that clearing.
The driller looked ahead, his face scrunching in uncertainty.
"Looks too quiet."
Never trust silence here. This planet doesn't play by anyone's rules.
The ground rumbled beneath them as they moved forward, the earth shaking with a low growl. Kahira grabbed the driller's arm, yanking him back, just as a fissure tore through the ground ahead. The chasm split the earth wide open, leaving a jagged, gaping hole where solid ground had been moments before. He didn't speak, just nodded quickly. They moved past it, the warning of the planet's unpredictability hanging over them.
Stay close,
she said, keeping a tight grip on him for a moment longer than necessary before releasing him.
If we're not careful, we won't make it.
"You really know how to ease a guy's mind,"
he said under his breath, though there was no mistaking the gratitude in his voice. They pushed through the clearing, their steps measured. Kahira moved like a predator, her every movement calculated. The driller followed, a little out of step, but keeping pace. For all his talk, there was a quiet admiration growing inside him.
"You're good at this. Leading, keeping it together."
She didn't flinch at the compliment.
Survival's about knowing what not to do. You're still alive, though. So, I guess you've got something going for you.
He shrugged.
"Maybe. I don't really have a choice but to keep moving."
They reached the ridge and Kahira peered over it, scanning the next stretch of land. She pointed.
There, the entrance, just a few more steps.
The wind picked up again, carrying a sound that froze them both, a deep guttural howl, distant but unmistakable. It echoed through the rocky landscape, carrying with it the weight of something unseen. The driller grabbed her arm, his fingers tight.
"What the hell was that?"
She didn't flinch, didn't pull away, but her hand moved to the weapon at her side.
We're not alone here.
"That's not a good sign."
The wind howled again, and she didn't waste another moment. She yanked him to his feet.
We don't stop now.
They scrambled down the slope toward the entrance, the storm howling at their backs. As they neared the entrance, the driller's suit hissed. He looked down, panic flashing in his eyes.
There's a leak in my suit. I think it happened when I fell.
Without hesitation, Kahira knelt beside him, pulling out her sealant kit. He sat, watching her as she worked quickly, the small tear in his suit sealed with practiced efficiency. The warning light blinked briefly, then faded as the sealant took hold, looking at her for the first time with something deeper in his eyes than just survival.
No time to talk. Fix yourself up, we're moving.
He nodded and started adjusting his suit, the moment passing quickly. As he finished, he stood, and without another word they made their way toward the entrance. The air felt heavier now, charged with the unseen danger, but they didn't look back. They just kept moving.
Beneath the crimson sky, we walk alone. The planet's cold, but your touch feels like home. Across the void, where the stars collide, we'll find our way, side by side. In the silence, your voice will stay, a love that won't fade, come what may. Through shifting sands, we're bound by fate. In this endless night, it's not too late. Across the void, where the stars collide, we'll find our way, side by side. In the silence, your voice will stay, a love that won't fade, come what may. Crimson horizons, we're not alone. In this wild space, we found our home.